I just saw something at a Persian restaurant up here in Sacramento that is not entirely surprising, but also just sad. I don't have to tell you what restaurant it is. There's only a handful up here anyway, so if you've ever been to Sacramento, you probably can guess. It was there was an elderly Iranian gentleman who was clearly disturbed and disturbing the peace at the restaurant. So, one of the managers kindly asked him to leave and that he would call him a taxi. However, taxis weren't available, this and that, and it continued to escalate, and then another manager got involved, and there was some nasty language thrown back and forth in Farsi, and then it got physical. By physical, I mean the manager kind of went up to him very aggressively and then just did a little tap on the back, and he just kind of didn't move much. It's kind of like the auto brakes on the cars, right? Going fast, slowed down, just a little love tap. However, he verbally was a lot more aggressive. Point being is that I spoke to the other manager at the end, and I was just like, this is clearly mental health, and but what ended up happening is the manager that I was talking to, he said, I don't know what he's been through in America, this and that this has ended up being his problem. And to me, I didn't tell him this, but I was just like, you know what? You just need to protect your business. I understand you having to kick him out. But it was just, it was interesting to me that it was blamed on the West for his mental health, which is most likely a genetic thing or some traumatic experience. He also told me that he's been there 3 or 4 other times, same situation. Their food is delicious, so I understand why, in the midst of all of that mental challenges this elderly gentleman was dealing with and all the disturbance, he doesn't forget these kebabs are the good kebabs, you know what I mean? All jokes aside, though, it was an example of the bigger picture that's going on right now with the diaspora, and it's the elderly age group, and I'm not being ageist. I'm not putting everyone under the same category. There's a lot of elderly Iranians who are open-minded and are thinking logically and progressively about the future of Iran, and being simply just amplifying the voice of people inside of Iran. I just wanted to mention that it kind of confirmed, sadly, right? I wish I was wrong, but it does confirm that there's a lot of the elder Persian community outside of Iran that are ill-equipped to deal with mental health, if they even accept it as a legitimate illness. It's so I don't know who was more in the wrong. Obviously the older gentleman causing ruckus at the restaurant is he needs medical help, he needs professional help. But I don't know if on the other side of it, the other manager who got physical with him is in the right there, or if is even in a better situation, especially because they were outside the restaurant at this point. So it's like, all right, like, which one is really worse? You're going after this elderly gentleman who has all this shit on his hands, and he's also not well. Like, just let him go. They had already informed the police and everything. So, but let me know what you think, because I think this issue is it bleeds into all this, all these disagreements and divisions that's taking place. Again, I'm not just saying all the elder Persians are like this. I'm just saying it's becoming common, and it's being confirmed in front of my own eyes. This mentality of loudest person in the room is right, and it's 99% of the time that's not the case. I felt bad. I felt bad for the elderly gentleman. I felt bad for the restaurant. And the other manager I was speaking with, he was more open to hearing what I was saying regarding mental health, and he agreed. But at the same time, he said, I do have to protect my business, and I get it. I get it. It's a tough situation. I just wish that, this didn't escalate to get physical. It just shows lack of poise and depth, and there's no judgment on my end. I'm simply just sharing my experience. Anyway, hit me up. They have great food.